Oh. Anything 6 through 9? Question 9, okay. Anything 6, 7, or 8?
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
And 9.
And 9. 6, 7, and 9. Okay? Okay, question 6. What would you need to subtract from 4 to make it look like negative 4? Wouldn't you subtract 8? So do the same thing to the other side. 7 minus 8 is negative 1. Remember, I don't need to find x and then plug it into this. All I need to do is manipulate their equation so that I end up with something that looks like this. And that bulb is going to go sometime soon. Okay, question 7. In the circle above, pentagon ABCDE is equilateral. What is the ratio of the length of the arc ABC to the length of AEC? Well, how many of these sections have we covered from A to C versus these? 2 to 3. Okay, so you guys got this all covered. No problems. Okay. Well, you got some people that are just ignoring me, so it's kind of a good feeling. T is greater than W. How much greater is the sum of S and T than the sum of S and W? So S and T, right, is greater than S and W. How much greater? Well, how much greater isn't that like subtraction?
Yeah.
When you're saying how much more is this than this, aren't you just subtracting two things?
You are.
So what if we subtracted that to the other side? Subtracted an S. Subtracted a W. So that gives me T minus W is greater than 0. Are we talking about this? T minus W? What was so special about S? Nothing. It was a waste of your time. I could have gone back to the original equation and just subtracted that and figured that one out. So, S was meant to distract you. 10, 11, 12, or 13? 13. 10. 11 and 12. I see that. Some organisms are being cultured in a biology lab. The population of the organisms after the culture began is modeled by the function above. By how many organisms does the population increase from 4 to 16? So you're saying we go from 3,000 times 2 to the 4 over 4 and 3,000 times 2 to the 16 over 4. Okay, so what is 4 over 4? So this is a population of 2 to the first times 3,000 or 6,000. And this is 2 to the fourth, right? That's 16. 16 times 3,000 is what? 48,000, the difference of which is 42. It says, how much did it increase? Okay, question 11. If the average of 3 S and T is 5, what is the value of S and T? The average of 3 S and T, how do you find the average of 3 numbers? Add them up and divide by 3, is 5. What's the sum of these 3? 3 plus S plus T add up to what? 15, right? Because you multiply 3 times 5, little cross multiplication there. Okay. So what do S and T add up to? 12. right? Because you're just taking that 3 to the other side. Okay, question 12. In that figure above, the number in each region indicates how many elements are in that region, how many elements are in common to sets A and B. A and B.
Oh. Dang.
Wordplay.
Stupid SAT.
Stupid SAT writers.
Stupid.
Wasn't like the last, we did like a problem like last week though or something that it was like a different thing.
No, I asked you the question afterwards. I said, what if they just said A and B only? What would the difference be if I said A and B only? 5, right? Because this part includes C as well. So if it said A and B only, I would only be talking about that. But just since it said what are in common to A and B, that has to be this little football shape, which would be the 5 and the 2.
Well, would it say the one to like include A, B, and all the mixtures in between of those two sets?
You mean all of these numbers?
Yeah, not like excluding C. How would they word that?
You could say A union B. Okay, so A union B would be everything here and here, but then you would want to also, you would want to exclude this.
Yes.
Would that be not C? Or would that be intersect, not C? That would be intersect. So A union B, intersect, not C. That would be just these values out here. But I highly doubt you would see any kind of intersection or union language of sorts. Okay, they're just going to say this and this. They're going to say this or this, that kind of thing. They're never going to show you something like that. Okay, question 13. State University plans on accepting a total of 1,000 students for next year's class. Of the 800 students accepted so far, 60% are female. Okay. 60% are female, all right. 40% obviously are male. Probably didn't need to actually multiply that. How many of the remaining students to be accepted must be male in order for half the total number of students to be accepted to be male? Okay, so these are so the males are here, okay, and we got to get this up to 500, right? Half.
You can just do 200 times 24.
Yeah? Or you could subtract these. One of the two. But you're right. 200, the remaining amount, and what did you say? 200 times what?
24.
Okay. Tell me again, different time, because I'm lost on the logic. Okay.
Hold on, let me make sure we.
14, 15, 16, or 17?
Just a sec. No, I remember
Just a sec.
Oh, yeah. 15, 16, 17.
14, 16, 17. All right, is that it? 14, 16, 17? Holding on. For those of you playing along at home, this is test number 2. This particular page that we're talking about is on page 518. You know, just in case your name happens to be Garmin. Okay, next. 14? What? Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's in the court culture.
What? Who would be recording this, man? Who would be at home watching this?
If I put my head, you know they would see it. If I went, like, put my head. Can they hear my voice right now?
Yes.
Why are you recording this?
Because there are a couple people that aren't here that...
So if I say something like really
Oh
inappropriate,
my
you
goodness,
couldn't
don't
use
do
any of
that, man.
this. Would you have to just cut
Okay.
the section out or go to the whole video?
it would ruin the whole video because it's live.
Oh, that's okay. It's still learning math.
Well, and some other fun vocabulary words.
Hey, let's not do that.
Right to the vocab.
Okay. What, weren't you going to refer to something?
Oh, me?
Yeah?
Well, we haven't had anything that involves...
Oh, right triangle yet. Or, and then a wrong triangle.
No, no. It's
Oh, sorry. Okay, so, t squared minus k squared is less than 6. Two perfect squares in the universe whose difference is less than 6. I'll just write out a few of them just for fun. 1, 4, 9, 16. So, I'm looking for two that have a difference smaller than 6. Does that limit our choices? What's the difference between 16 and 9?
7.
Not less than 6. So we're really focused on a very few limited choices here. Okay? Their sum has to be, okay, so these are the squares. So if I take their square roots, that would be for 1, 2, and 3. And their sum has to be bigger than 4. Wouldn't it have to be those two right there? Their sum is bigger than 4. Yet when we subtract their squares, we get something smaller than 6. What is the value of t? Which one is t? The bigger one or the smaller one?
The bigger one.
The bigger one. Question 16. If x is 2, what's 3 times 2 plus 1? So we really want to know the value of the function f when you put in 7 for x. So here's the x, and ding, 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 we have it right here in the table.
Yeah, I thought I did it one way.
Oh. How did you do it?
I thought they were asking for you to plug in, when it said G2, I thought they were asking for you to plug in the value of 2 for x.
Yes, that's true.
And then I saw that f of x would equal -1. So I did -1 times 3x plus 1, and then I plugged in the 2, and that's 32 -5.
Nice. Question 17. You need to do some imagining, folks. Take the bottom half of this circle. Well, I'm not sure scooching. Scooching is like what you do at the dentist's office, you know, when they're coming at you with tools. Okay, you know, that's when you start scooching. Okay, because you're trying to get away from them. Oh, okay. All right.
That's just you.
Oh, maybe. Okay, but if you took the bottom half and you spun it around, just take the bottom half and twist it. What would it look like? It'd be 3 circles. I'm really not going to do this very well, but you'd have 3 circles. Just look at this. Look at this picture. I'll try to draw it a little bit better. So this would be a circle, and this would be the other circle. Right? If you spin that whole thing around. So, yeah, like the Death Star. So we want the big minus the medium plus the little. Big circle minus medium circle plus the little circle. That would give me the area of this plus the area of the bigger section here. Okay, but not that medium circle in the middle kind of area. So, what are the values? AD is equal to 6, so each one of those little line segments is 1. So what's the area of the big circle? Or radius, I should say. What's the radius of the big circle? It's more than 2, but less than 4. 3. Nice job. Okay, so the area of the big circle, pi times 3 squared, minus, what's the medium circle? What's its radius?
2.
Right, 2. So pi times 2 squared. What's the radius of the little one? 1. Pi times 1 squared. So we have 9 pi minus 4 pi plus 1 pi. Okay? Any way you slice it, it's a lot of pi.
Do you have any pi?
No, but if I did, we slice it. That's where the slicing joke comes in.
Get some pi.
So how many pies? 6. Yes.
Could you just pretend that each of the areas are all the same, and then say 9 pi divided by 3 multiplied by 2?
9 pi divided by 3. Okay, it's 3 pi multiplied by 2. And why did you do that?
Because I just wanted all of them. I just looked at it and I was like, well, they kind of look all similar in their areas. And then I was like, so it can't be 24 or 12.
I'm going to have to think through that logic.
And it says it's all just 2 pi r.
6 equal parts,
They
so
want to know what the total area is for that. You could just use 2 pi r.
for the circumference,
Oh,
we have to use pi r squared. We're talking area.
not gonna look at it right.
Wow.
It works.
That is the way to go, man. Do it wrong and still get it right. There you go. Okay, any 2 points, do we need 18?
19 and 20.
We know it? Okay, alright, okay. Any 2 points determine a line. If there are 6 points in a plane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No 3 of which lie on the same line. That's why we use like a hexagon shape almost. How many lines are determined by pairs of these points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is that same idea of, there's 6 people at a wedding and they shake hands with each person. This person shakes hands with 5 people. This person already shook hands with that person, so now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Stay with me.
It's the ghost.
Okay. This person, 1, 2, 3. 3 new handshakes, right? This person, 1, 2 new handshakes. This person has shaken hands with everybody except that person, and this person has shaken hands with everybody. What?
So is it like a permutation?
Is it a permutation? Not quite, but you're close. It's a combination. 62. It's groups of 2, but you're choosing 6. You have 6 options. So if you've seen that before, that's what you're dealing with. Okay, Algebra 2 will eventually get to that this year. Okay, so, but you could draw the diagram and you can end up with your 15.
It's the ghost.
This is not a Call of Duty game. Alright? We're moving on.
Have you played that game? It's pretty fun.
Yes, I have.
No?
Yes. I have not done everything in the game, but
Have you ever graded a paper while playing video games?
no.
What's the most
I have graded papers while my children play video games and kind of been in the same room, but not played at the same time. That would be crazy.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done while grading papers?
I've never driven a car, if that's what you're trying to get at, try to, hey, look at that, whoa, crash,
Papers late at night one time, get some coffee, it wasn't decaf.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
I'm being serious. It's pretty
Still
crazy.
happening?
I don't even know that kid. Okay, yes, that was videotaped. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to do That's right, you can't say anything about me.
A certain function f has the property that, okay, so it almost looks like the distributive property, even though that's not really true. For all values of x and y, which of the following statements must be true when a and b are the same? Okay, so this, would be the same thing as f of a. Oh, I could substitute b in there or a in there, so I could have f of a plus a. All right, which according to this would be f of a plus f of a. And now, isn't that 2 of those things?
Excuse me now.
All right, therefore, that's a good one right there. Check. But is 2fa the same thing as fa squared?
Oh, no, sir.
Absolutely not. That's terrible. Why in the world would they say
A
that?
equals 2.
Unless f of a is 2, yep, okay, I see what you're getting at there.
Specify, so.
Okay. Alright, now, f of b, yes, what's the question while you braid her hair for no good reason? Why in the world? Not even sure how I'm helping this child. Maybe not.
You watch Game of Thrones, don't you,
Put it on the
Bailey?
camera just so.
Okay, are these two things the same? Okay, so this would be the same as f of b plus b, right? Which would be the same as f of a plus a, right? Because a and b are the same. Is that 2a on the inside?
Yes.
Right? Ding, 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 ding. It works. Check. 1 and 3 only.
Mr. Seeley,
Yes.
I did mine differently, but I got the same answer. I just made up my own numbers. For
There you go. There you go.
That works.
So you picked two numbers that were equal to each other?
I picked 2 and 2, and then for F I just made it 3, and then
Okay.
left.
Yep, that'll work. That'll work if you need numbers for that. That's a good strategy.
I like numbers.
Okay, so I've got x, x, and x all the way down there. So what's the perimeter of this thing equal to? How many x's and one y? How many x? 4 x's and 1 y. Okay, now the area of this is length times width, right? And we know that that area is equal to 4,000. Somehow we need to tie these two equations together. And it looks like every one of the answer choices is based on the letter y. So I'm guessing we should probably solve this equation here for x. How would you solve that for x?
Oh,
Divide by
Y.
y. Now we could take this and now substitute it in here for x.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
So 4 times 4,000 over y plus y. Anybody know what 4 times 4,000 is? Do we have any choices that look like 16,000 over y plus 1y? Choice B. So we just solved one equation and substituted in the other one. Okay. Take a break. Come back.